Okay, so we've touched on why this method I've created is so powerful and impactful, and why it's so successful in helping you streamline your processes and beginning to attract and converting your customers on autopilot daily. Now we're going to talk about more specifically why my hero method framework is exactly the solution you've been waiting for to ensure that you're no longer just the best kept secret in the beauty industry, okay? To now being the obvious choice and making it a no brainer for your potential customers to shop with you over your competition or anyone else, rather. Essentially, it eliminates competition. Okay, so if you're here though, it's because you're literally the best kept secret in your space. You have the best products out there. You've vested into your craftsmanship of the products that you offer, and you actually care about the impact your products makes to others. You're just struggling to stand out and get your potential customers to see the value in what you have to offer. And that's so frustrating, okay? So I'm going to break down how creating and implementing what I call the hero method, aka your unique selling position, is actually a key component or missing ingredient, if you will, to making it extremely clear of your value, but also positioning your products as the clear and obvious option to solving their problems. It's essentially making you the hero in the industry so that you have customers actually reaching out to you, asking you for your products, while you're able to charge double and even triple what you've been charging at this point. Okay. And not only that, they're paying you without batting an eyelash because it's nothing at this point. Now, what most of you've been told about actually standing out online and attracting those type of customers, those ideal customers consistently, I'm gonna have to just be honest. It is completely and utterly wrong, my love. The real problem is everyone else is out there listening to that same advice and doing the exact same things you're doing to get seen. They're posting the same content, having the same look and feel, and showing up in the exact same places you are to be seen as well. You see, it's actually about positioning yourself to be the go to product to solve their problems. And if you're marketing like everyone else, it makes it impossible to stand out. Okay, even if your colors look different, your packaging look different, it's hard. So I know you've been told to work too hard by doing things like posting on social media all day, every day, like crazy, like a mad woman, being on every platform, focusing on the viral techniques, paying brand ambassadors and influencers, wasting your money really, packing up and going to pop-up shop after pop-up shop, paying for yet another website and logo design to make your brand prettier, relaunching 50 million times, moving to a big city, paying your family and friends to support you or hoping they do, and even worse, lowering your prices and having sales every week, devaluing your brand. I've heard it all. The problem is what actually works to build an audience of your ideal customers that will pay you what you're worth and be drawn to your brand and products is being the hero. Filling the gap and being the one who saves the day, the one that's innovatively filling a void they've been looking for or highlighting a void they didn't even know they needed. Okay? Think about it. The reason this works is because you'll have to work so much. You won't have to work so much harder to be seen in a space consistently if everyone else is there, okay? And what everyone else is doing, it becomes a fight for visibility and to be seen. And even once you're seen, you got to fight to be the chosen one because you're too comparable. Or you can do what I recommend, and that's focus on being not only visible, not only seen and recognized, but remembered and appealing and incomparable to anyone else. The way we do this is to rebuild your brand's foundation by pinpointing exactly what separates you from the rest, and highlight this in your messaging strategy by creating irresistible content that prompts them to take action and is unlike anyone else in your space with the use of buyer psychology. This works because we're able to help you fill a gap in the marketplace by zoning in on your position, your individual position in a space in which you can dominate, and we help you do that, okay? This means you're no longer drowning in a sea and ocean of beauty brands looking like everybody else. You now become the hero, and they no longer compare you. When you're doing what you're doing, people are most definitely going to compare you. And if they can compare you, they absolutely will if they see no difference. Meanwhile, my clients have people waiting to get their hands on their products by using what I call the Beyonce method. Because I love me some Queen Bee, so you can replace her with whoever you like. But I love me some Queen Bee, so we'll use her for an example. This looks like, in this spectrum, it looks like you can continue to perform in a space where everybody else is putting out the same kind of music, doing the same things, or you can stand out like the queen, honey, and continue to be innovative and find ways to raise the stakes and create demand around your brand. This is where all of the other beauty brands live and spend too much time doing all the things we talked about. Everybody else is living in that space. And they're doing all of these different things, trying to stay and be relevant and stay top of mind. That is exhausting. I'm exhausted talking about it, literally. I think I need some water. You got to be like Beyonce. You got to carve out your own way and space that you can stand on and kill it by being in a lane of your own so that you're no longer comparable. In the Beyonce method, you are top dog. You are who people wait on and seek out, and they are willing to pay coin and say, take my money, because you have made it clear you're the one that they need and no one else is marketing like the way that you're doing it. This is how brands like Fenty, Honey Pot, and more have made it so big and have been able to grow and scale their brands successfully at the level they have. However, implementing the Beyonce method can be quite difficult and tricky if you don't know what you're doing. It can cost lots of money, years on market research, extensive knowledge, etc. So what I've done is I've created my sweet spot technique that I use to help my clients clearly identify exactly where and how you should position and communicate your value, and to instantly create demand around your products in your space. Eliminate that competition, boo. Not only does it allow you to charge premium rates without losing customers, it allows you to have your very own Beyonce persona in your industry and space. Not only does it solve your sales and visibility issues, but it helps you to uniquely communicate this message in a way unlike anyone else in your space, because it's built around you and it positions you at the top so that you will never have to struggle with people underpaying you and treating you like basic, because they treat you like you're basic and you're not basic, and treating you like everybody else. You can comfortably charge what you're worth because you'll know that you can back it up confidently. What can you expect the results to be doing something like this? It means going from being virtually an unknown, best kept secret, where people are complaining about your prices, not buying at all, and even worse, not even respecting or valuing your brand and business, to being now the number one recommended, highly sought after brand in your space, to having people flooding your DMs saying how they just ordered your products and they are anxious to get their hands on them. That's what you want. See, the sweet spot method it's really built with a powerful messaging that not only makes showcasing the beauty of your products a breeze, but it communicates your value so clear and so strong that your perfect and ideal customers are actually drawn to you like a moth to a flame. Okay? Here's how we do it. We first identify all the amazing things that make you and your brand unique, okay? And we help you identify the problem it solves. We're essentially taking everything that makes you uniquely different from everyone else out there in the space and making sure you're solving a real problem, though, but one that is not going away anytime soon. This is why I don't do cookie cutter strategies, because that it takes deep, intensive technique to pull these things out. Okay? For an example, if you're selling body butter and so is the next person, you need to be able to clearly tell me that your body butter is unlike anybody else's selling body butter, and make it clear why I need yours over your competitors, because they know exactly how you'll solve their problem. Customers want to know what's in it for me, how you going to solve my problem. Next, we pair your sweet spot and all those things that we did and that we found with helping you identify the gap your unique and branding position can fill, helping you to find your profitable, untapped niche, okay? What this does is slash and eliminates the competition by decreasing anyone you're competing with and making you a market leader, solving a very specific problem for a specific set of people. This in turn attracts and droves your customers to you over the average brand owner who isn't being very specific and who hasn't established this process. So essentially, you become incomparable. And like I said earlier, you become a clear and obvious choice, a no-brainer. So for instance, let's talk about what this looks like. If you're a skincare brand, it's not enough just to say you have all natural or vegan products. That's what everybody else is saying. That's what everybody else is doing. Okay? You need to say something like, this is just an example, I offer all natural skincare products to reduce hormonal acne for expectant and new moms. Do you hear how that would make you the clear winner over someone else that's just advertising their natural skincare line? Right? We help you become a specialist. We help you get specialized. Think about it. When you go to a general doctor or general MD, doesn't get paid the same as a specialist and has totally different people. The specialist gets paid more. There's a reason for that. Lastly, we create a clear and specific branding and messaging strategy that then communicates, and visually and vocally we build at the foundation using psychological techniques that account for the psyche of your ideal customers. You work with our branding strategist, and she helps you to carefully craft an overall look and feel for your brand to ensure that you have the look to match the look of a premium brand charging premium prices. This means that you no longer have to wonder or guess if you're communicating both visually and vocally in a way that will attract customers ever again. Because they're coming to you and are excited to know you and excited to spend with you, and they are excited to find a solution they didn't even know was around or that existed. We put all of this together and create accelerated results. The hero methodology that I've created takes away the stress and hustle of working so hard to be visible, only to feel like your efforts have gone unnoticed. It makes creating content and communicating your value so easy and effective that you no longer have to spend your days posting like crazy and packing up your car to attend yet another pop-up shop, hoping that this time it may be different. I hate that feeling, I know. Just like my client Destiny. Destiny is a nail tech and the owner of a women's feminine care line. Destiny actually applied this methodology to two businesses, her nail business and her feminine products. Destiny came to me exhausted. I mean, she was doing everything we discussed above. Attending these pop-up shops. I mean, she launched and relaunched about 50 times, okay? She kept paying to redo her logo and website over and over again, one too many times, and she was struggling to even think of content to spend. And then she was spending hours a day on her Instagram, sometimes not even just posting at all because she didn't know what to do, trying to promote her nail and feminine care line. She was charging extremely cheap rates because that's what she thought she was supposed to do to get more people. She was over it. I mean, really over it. So when working with Destiny, we were able to quickly identify her Beyonce appeal. We identified those gaps in her space, and then we crafted a clear and branding messaging strategy that allowed her to double her rates in one business, the nail business, and triple them in her feminine care business. Destiny was even able to get her own salon within 4 months of working together. She was getting completely booked out, sometimes months out in her nail business, and she was selling her feminine products and increased her sales by 65% as she built a base of people that just became fans of her brand, and even in her pre-sales. She also began working with attracting clients who didn't even complain about her prices, and she applied these very techniques without having to run a single ad during this time. Not one paid ad. She was also able to achieve this without stalking and spending 8 hours a day on her Instagram, praying someone recognized her. In fact, she did this with only 200 followers. This is all because she stopped being like everyone else and being like everyone, and really focused on her uniqueness and her position, and found her tribe of people and built raving fans around her business. She eliminated the fear of hearing, and she no longer heard "it's too much" and the fear of competition. Now, in the next video, I'm going to show you how we then take all of this information and build out a marketing machine to then increasing your visibility and putting you directly in front of your ideal customers while slashing your time on social media down by over half the time while you're spending now, like half the time you're spending now, while not having to stress about social media. So I will see you in the next video.